Greetings everyone and welcome back to City Skylines and of course to the city of Aavak. Right, in this episode I did mention that I was keen to work on our expansion, or rather our improvement of our current public transport system, and I think that is something that we're going to be looking into right about now. Now, one of the first things I am curious about is whether we should go for a train, a passenger train system. Oh my lord, there's a fire over there and it's raging inferno. Where the fire brigade? There we are. Marvellous. Well done. Well done. I hope all the animals were safe because I could hear some pigs in there somewhere. Right. Other than that, I was wondering about a passenger train system, but I really don't think we have the capacity to make use of one properly. But one thing we do have the capacity for, and that I'm quite eager to do, is hooking up our freight right up to the commercial district. I think that would help quite a lot, actually. So with that in mind, let's make a little area in here, and we're gonna make this a bit of a road with trees. It'll make it nice. Let's pop it around about, let's say here. We'll leave a little bit of room and draw this out something like that, I think. Maybe a little longer. There we go. Right, now I would like the freight station to be right here, the cargo terminal. Right up there. And as for this line, we're going to take it... Since I actually want a lot of residential over on this side, we're actually going to take it underground, I'm thinking. Might be the better option for us. Let's connect that out of water. There we go. That should help a little bit. Now then, let's have a look at this, because we don't strictly want a subway. Can we actually make this go underground, or would that like be encroaching on subway territory? Yeah, it would be encroaching on subway territory, I think. Unless... Oh, no, it'll work. Okay, well, let's take that down then. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll just take it straight down over here, straight across to there. And now we just need to bring it down here, I think. Let's say it comes out of the tunnel. Actually, let's take that back a little bit, shall we? Oh, drag. There we go. And to about there. We'll bring it up out of the tunnel about here. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. And from here, we can connect up fairly comfortably, I would imagine. So let's do that. Something like this, about there. And can we get this to connect properly? We might not be able to. It does get a little bit finicky sometimes. Oh, what I would do if you would just work with me. Oh, we had something there. I mean, sure, okay, I'll accept that. Now, this should mean that once we actually hook this up with a road right about here, we'll just have it curve in there and curve in here. I'm not too worried about the speed of the traffic as it comes out there, but this will allow our freight that is destined for the commercial district over here, which is going to be quite a decent portion of it actually. Should be able to just use the train if they want to. If it appears to be a swifter route, then they should take that where they can. Now then, I would like to... If this was a passenger train, I would totally go ahead and pop down a few more offices around this specifically to make use of the passenger train. But since it isn't a passenger train, I'm not going to worry too much about it for now. Instead, we're going to cap this district, I think. About there. There we are. And across. There we go. And should just be a case of hooking these two up like so. Marvelous. Right. Okay. Hopefully this actually does work. Yeah, we're starting to see trucks moving around. Glorious. Where are you off to? Ah, you'll be off to the little commercial districts around there. Excellent. I approve. But we're also going to just build out the commercial just around it, I think. Just to make sure that everything is working okay. Of course, I'm using the wrong streets again. There we are, because I don't want anyone parking on these streets. So, let's draw this out right down. Oh, we've got a connection there. Oh, that's a bit of an oversight on my part. I'll strip that away. Come back out of tunnel mode before we do it, though. Oh, I can spy a couple of roads I haven't upgraded. There we are. That'll fix up those problems. Around the train station, we'll have a couple more regular commercial offices, I think. But we'll give them some nicer tree-lined streets. Actually, maybe we can't. No, we can, but there's not actually enough to gain by putting that there. Over here, though, definitely enough to gain. Right, there we are. And we'll just get these built up like so. Marvelous. That should help out a little bit with getting rid of our additional commercial need. We are seeing these lines backing up, unfortunately, but they're at least not clogging the highway entrance into the city, which is glorious. Now, with that in place, we can actually go ahead at long last and have this connect up with the other side in case people actually just want to go through there. And to that end, I'm going to go ahead and pop down some highway here. And there we go. So we've got a direct access all the way to the rear of the commercial district here. So if we want any freight, that sort of thing, they can just go straight down. If their destination is this side of the commercial district, then they've got much faster access to it now. We can also branch off with the little tunnels and things all the way through here if we want to, and it makes sense. But that is now fully connected up this system, which is grand. All right, so to add in the buses. Now, I'm thinking we are definitely going to want buses more or less all throughout this area, really. And before we actually set that up, we're going to need to know where the boundaries are on this area. So to that end, let's just pop down a couple more roads here and there, just to lay the boundaries. Oh, what? Wait, what am I doing? I'm building an underground. That is a little bit dumb of me. Let's come back up. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, let's build this around here. Same on this side. Right up. And we can have a little bit of a curve going around. Same over here. There we go. And in fact, we can use this as a connection point. No. I want in the middle. Come on. I know you can do it. Ah, why can't you? How annoying. How very annoying. Well, actually, I suppose what we could do there instead is we could... Oh, wait, are they one-ways? Oh, we are building... No, we're not building one-ways. What we can do instead is just bring these up and connect them there. And that seems to be quite a nice little connection then, actually. Just going around this right there. And we'll do much the same on this side. There we go. And we can have just a basic corner. Just going down, connecting that up. On the other side, I'll do exactly the same for the actual corner, but what I would like to do is get some nicer connections here, honestly. Actually make this place look interesting on the inside. We'll use some tree-lined streets just to connect these ones up. Let's see, how far across? In fact, let's connect it up about there. There we go. That should be fine. Right, okay, so we've got the basics of how we're going to be laying this out in planned. There we are, get one down there as well. This one, I'd actually like something branching off from here. Then have a bit of a curve across. Well, actually, let's draw out the connection point first. Let's have it connecting to about there. Okay, we'll have a curved road then. Just reaching out to it. About there. There we go, lovely. Right, over here, we can have a couple of offices, I suppose. In fact, we could have all offices at the back if we really wanted to. And that might actually be quite nice to do. We don't need any more commercial right now, so sure, let's pop down some large office structures. And this will all be part of the same area as well. Actually, no, this will have no particular focus there, which should be okay. We'll drop in a couple of smaller commercial buildings here and there, though. Something like that. We'll leave a couple of spaces for services, though. There we are. That should be good enough. Right, now that we have all of that, we can actually start considering laying the buses in here. So how are we going to do that one? Well, first and foremost, we have got the bus station, and I think a bus station would make an awful lot of sense in here. Where would we want to put it, though? We could even have it there. Or perhaps somewhere closer down here. Ooh, concert's going on. Elijah Moti. In fact, let's actually have a quick look. How you doing? Okay. You're doing well. You're going up in the world. Fantastic. We're going to pump these ticket prices a little bit. In fact, you two can get it up there. You can get to 35. This is going well, I think. This is going very well. Look at our tax income. This is glorious. The popularity is becoming amazing. How much would this cost per week? 3,000. I think we can afford it, sure. We're going to Premier Studio. Your popularity is going to go through the roof. It's going to be amazing. But with that being said, we're going to need a place for a bus depot. Now, how big are these? They are ruddy ginormous. Okay, got a bit of a death problem going on over here that I'm not really sure why. But it's definitely there. What's the problems elsewhere? Have we got anything else full? You should not be. You're not even close to full anymore, so that's good. We are seeing quite a few, though. Deathcare must be starting to lag behind a little bit. We've also still got a lot of problem with our workers not having enough uneducated workers. We'll have to address that later. But for the bus terminal, I'm not sure there's a good place to put that here at the moment. It might not be too terribly bad if we had it servicing all of these, and to that end, I'm really thinking that the botanical gardens may need to go. Alternatively, I could get rid of part. Actually, yeah, we could have this pop down right there. That does work. Yes, it does. Right, okay, with that done then, let's go ahead and connect up this path since we've just disconnected it. Let's bring you up and around, I think, like so. About there, maybe. That'll do. And then a straight one, straight down there, please. And thank you. No, my bus lane, my cycle lane. Damn it! Why do they override each other all the time? It's very inconvenient for me. Trying to keep the citizens of this place healthy. Damn it! Right, now I need to not be connected to anything. There we are. And if we can just get that in there, perfect. And then the actual pedestrian path, just no, down there will do. No, that was the wrong one. Drag down that. There we are. Just on there. No, that'll do. Ha! Finally. Okay, so let's turn all of that back on. As for you, let's try and get you connected up there. That's fine. Get you connected over there. Also fine. Perfect. Right, so we have our bus station. Now, this can be a center point for all of the buses around here. And honestly, with as many people living here as there are, it makes a bit of sense to me to have that there. So, with this as a destination, so we've got a new line that starts at the bus station. And I would like you to stop at the garden here. Go around, stop down there. We could then just follow up and in. Or we could go back down this route if we really wanted to. We could have a circular, or we could choose something else. You know what? I think we will have a circular here. And we'll stop at pretty much every block along the way. We'll definitely be stopping in front of the college. That makes the most sense. We might have a separate one for this area around the offices, though. Because these streets are probably going to be some of the more heavily visited streets. For now, though, this one is just going to go right around, visit each block, more or less, on its way, right around and back to the bus station. There we go. And we'll stop there as well, and back into the station. There we are. Perfect. Right, let's name that line, shall we? So, bus line 8 will be Skaven Height Circular. Skaven Heights Circular 1. C1. That'll do. However, we then want one going in exactly the opposite direction. And that one will go like so. And it'll visit every stop just on the different direction. Now, the problem here, actually, is that people will have to be able to cross the street in order to get to it. I'm going to have a look through and make sure that there are enough places for people to actually just cross the road, because they can typically only cross at junctions. So that would make these stops far less useful. Now, I believe there are mods that allow you to place zebra crossings, but we are, of course, running on a vanilla setup for the time being. There we go. And this one will be Skaven High Circular 2. There we go. Now let's actually have a quick look. Are there enough places for them to cross? It actually does seem like, yes, every junction has a full set of crossings, so that'll work. So now people can cross at either street depending on which station they want to get to, and which direction will bring them there the fastest. Wow, that's getting a lot of pedestrian traffic. I approve. This one, not quite as many, but this is going well. Got lots of people waiting at the various terminals now. That's glorious. Okay, we're actually seeing quite a lot out of that. Wow. I'm pretty impressed, actually. Considering I was really umming and ahhing over whether we were going to set that one up or not. Vehicle 6, passengers 2. What about you? Vehicle 6, passengers only 19. Well, that'll get updated to 33 already. Only 12 there. But this is only going around the shops. Now, what I would like is one that perhaps does a bit of a route through the middle sections. Maybe this one will only... Oh, actually, let's have a quick look at where we could get to. These stops honestly do bring people to most of the places they might want to be. The only ones that are really far away are just these ones in the middle, and we're seeing loads of people actually just walking around, honestly. So I'm not really sure that we need to do it, if I'm honest with you. I think we might be okay with the amount of pedestrians we've got moving around. I think we might be alright. We're seeing huge amounts of people at the stops, though. My goodness, it's actually... can I get in there and actually see the stop itself? Doesn't look like it can. But I think that line is actually going to see a lot of use, and I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. Let's just see if it's updated a little bit more. 49 on the reverse one, and 68 on the other. Yeah, okay, they're doing well. The amount of people waiting at each station is actually quite substantial. Quite substantial. Mostly in one direction, though. But that's fine, generally speaking. It's not an issue for us. Alright, so the next one then. We're going to want some buses around Marigold Meadows. Now, we'll decide on how many buses we need in these locations by how densely packed they are. Like, for example, down here, we definitely need a few buses moving through here. Now, I don't want to make the buses too long. Otherwise, you kind of run into some issues with that. I think we may have a connecting bus. We'll have buses that just run through this area and they can hop on another bus to get into town. Maybe, because they're actually fairly close. Let's just see what we can do, shall we? So, going back to the bus lanes. Now, where would be the best point to exit from? I definitely want something just running more or less this whole area down. Maybe coming to a head just down here at the end of this area here. Maybe, we'll see. I'm thinking that this line should go in both directions, though. So, okay, we'll have it start here. I would like it to head on up. Actually, we can bring it down along here. And around here. We'll have quite a few stops on this. I'm going to try a much more frequent stop system. rather than the one I was using previously. And let's bring you right back around and then up again, I think. So something like this. We'll come down around this side, up, and then we'll probably stop somewhere in here. And then we simply go back round again. Actually, we'll, I guess, since we're going to be using that point as my turn, we'll come up here and then follow it back down and through. This way people can... It is going to, unfortunately, involve people getting on at one point or just waiting a long time. Either way, though, it will be better than having just a straight-up circular doing this route. And on there, and we finish right down here at the bottom of that line. There we go. Now, this one shall be Marigold Meadows, so MM 1, and we'll just go ahead and color it green. There we are, since this is... Actually, we'll color it dark green since this is dealing with the high density area. There is a little bit of high density down here we could have also visited, but I think that should generally be okay. So there we are. This one will deal with the low density and also a bit of the high density, if we're perfectly honest with ourselves. We could have it... Yeah, sure. We'll have it follow along this route. Stop off at the cemetery. Go along there by the park. All the way down. Sure, we'll go all the way in. There we go. And... not sure what the best route here would be, because ultimately it's going to have to turn around anyway. But we'll do this like so. Actually, I should have popped a stop over there. I'll remember to adjust that on our way back. There we are. And back down here. And I guess the best... No, actually, it worked it out itself. Marvellous. Right, we want to stop there as well. Perfect. So, this one will be... Ooh. Have we got MM1? Why is MM1... Oh, Midness Meadow. Ah, drat. Okay. A Marigold Meadows. Ma'am 1. Ah, I like it. I like that a lot, actually. And... Ma'am 2. Ma'am, if you're unaware, is the British term for mother. In America, it's mom. In Britain, it's ma'am. Or maybe that's the Welsh term. In Wales, it's mam and da, not mum and dad. Or well, yeah, I guess the British one, or certainly the English one, is mum, M-U-M, but it's mam in Wales, definitely. Right, and we'll go with this one. There we are. We'll make it a little bit of a lighter color, since that one's going to be servicing the low density area. Now, with these many stops, we could then have a final one, which actually just hooks up to the commercial there. So that one will be, for all intents and purposes, an express line. So we'll have this there, and we just need to visit 1 or 2 points in here along our route. Which would be the best one? We can pop in there. And since it's on the way anyway, we'll visit there as well. Where would be the best place for us to turn around in here? Not many places that are good for us to turn around, actually. I guess... Well, realistically, we shouldn't have that there. Let's see. Can I get you to stop there? There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, to stop there. And... on the way back, well, actually, we'll stop you there and there. That way, we are visiting both sides, and then we're coming back. There we go. And this one will be bus line 12. It will be MAM X1. We'll actually color this one red as we have the other. There we go. Perfect. And that one then will connect these two residential districts to the commercial district. And it'll cut down a little bit on the amount of cars that we need, hopefully. We'll see how that works. We still don't have a bus line connecting out here, But we'll wait on that to adjust all of the bus lines out here to a bit of a more sensible system. And then we'll see how that affects things. But I'm really hopeful to see quite a lot of people stacking up and waiting to go out. There we are. We'll wait for one of the buses, one of the express route buses to come through, and then we'll follow it around a little bit. In fact, actually, let's just follow some of the buses and just see how they're doing. There we are. Let's zoom in. Can I switch to this mode to watch? No, I cannot. That makes me super sad, actually. Oh, well. Let's follow you, then. So this is the 2, so it's on the outside line. Not too many to pick up, unfortunately, at many of the stops. But we are actually dropping them off frequently, which is a good thing. There we go. I think we actually just hit a pedestrian. Wow. Oh, my lord. There we are. And we've got a little distance travelled en route. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't notice that the last time we were following a bus around. Slow it down just a little bit so it's a little bit more scenic. There we go. Ah. This actually feels like a little reward that I'm giving myself for what I consider a good bit of work. Hopefully you enjoyed as well. I really enjoy transport games where you can, for example, like Transport Fever, where you can just get in the train and follow the train along the tracks and just see where it's going and what it looks like from the perspective of the train drivers. There we are. We're 67% there. 30 passengers on the... I'm fairly certain we just crashed into a vehicle there. Right, we are actually seeing that around those stops, there are too many people on the bus right now. We are not able to let many people on. Oh, a lot of them wanted to get off there. Oh, okay, that makes a bit of sense. We drop a couple off here. Yeah, quite a few. And then into the bus station we go. There's a lot of cars around here, unfortunately, but oh well, can't really do much about that. It's fine though. Let me cancel that. There we go. Right, now what I would like to do is find one of the express routes. Let's follow you around and actually see how this is going. We've got 30 passengers. They're not pedestrians if they're on a bus. There we are, and off you go. Enjoy. Actually, that's quite cool. Biofuel bus. We can name the buses. That's amazing. I would love to move that out the way though. No, come back. Ah, damn it, he escaped. Okay, there we go. Right, let's see what the stops are like on the express route. I'm really thinking I'm going to have to start upgrading these roads though. And that is going to be a nightmare because so many things are placed right up against them. We'll see how it goes, but I am a little bit concerned about that one, I'll be honest with you. Little bit concerned that the buses take forever to get out here. My goodness. Oh, got traffic lights. We got traffic lights there as well? No, but that little area is way too small. Let me get rid of that there. And I'm going to give priority... Well, actually, I'm going to give priority to the traffic moving in that direction, frankly. But I'm going to also give priority to this tiny little road. Just because I don't want cars just stopped there. Frankly, I feel that would be a bad move. Yeah, this area is totally backed up. That is super bad. The buses are taking forever to get out of the station. That is not good. So, no, stop moving. No. We're going to give priority to the buses leaving. Not the buses coming in, mind you, but the buses leaving. I don't want them just sat there full of passengers. I mean, the problem is bad in either direction, really. There we go. Let's drop you guys off. And off we go. Down into the low-density residential. Things look a little bit better down here. Seeing a couple of the buses around. A lot of people being dropped off. That's glorious. Let's bring up your passenger queue. You've got no one on board right now, though. And I suppose that makes sense because that's your first drop-off and one of the only drop-offs you have, actually. And we'll just spin around and then go pick people back up. There you are. And hello, you going into the city? Yes, you are. Full load. Perfect, that's what I want to see. I want to see the buses full load as often as makes sense for them to have a full load. Unfortunately, that does mean we're not going to be able to pick anyone up in the high-density residential area, but oh well. That's just the way it's going to be, I'm afraid. Sorry, everyone. Actually, no, we probably dropped one or two people off. thinking about it, but not very many. That being said, we haven't got a full node now heading into the commercial district. Let's zoom out a little bit so we're not bumping over the buildings constantly. This street's pretty crowded, but that's going to happen in these sort of places. But yeah, I really do want to fix that. Let's have a look at this. Ugh, nasty. That's a little bit easier now, but not by a great deal, I would say. Not by a great deal. Oh well, that's fine. Is this our bus? Are we following you? I'm not sure. We are now, at the very least. Let's see where we head off to. Wow, you just sat there forever. This isn't our bus because it's not got enough people on it. Oh well, either way. Oh, you just disappeared. Never mind then. You were there so long, you vanished. That is a bad sign. When the cars are stationary for long enough in the unmodded game, they will eventually just disappear. And that's how it kind of gets the traffic flowing. You never have total gridlock, because after a little bit, vehicles will just be deleted. I'm not sure what that means for things like public transport, whether it considers that a successful journey for the passengers, or if they get to their destination, etc., etc. I believe they do. However, you can mod that out, and that is one of the first mods I usually use when I'm modding in the game, because I feel that's cheating. It encourages me not to actually fix problems, that eventually the problems will fix themselves, and it's not so great. But that's all sorted over there. We spent like most of the episode doing that, which is a bit weird. But next up, I think we're going to revisit Radiant Gardens and just generally improve these lines around here. Actually, we'll start with River Run, I think. River Run deserves a bit of an upgrade. Let's actually have a look at River Run's line, shall we? So, River Run 1. There we go. Let's investigate this line specifically. And can we edit it specifically? I mean, that's a pretty solid line, that one. There's not much I really need to do other than give it a reverse line. And make this one light color there. Okay, but why are you not properly set up? So we wanted, ma'am, Skaven Heights. Oh, well, actually, ma'am, well, that looks weird. I'm not really sure how you would name this, but we'll try that. Oh, wait. We named the other one Old Town, didn't we? Oh dear, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me get rid of that. We named the other one Old Town. So we'll call this one New Town. There we go, that actually works out much better. Okay, so River Run is sorted. Has a much better bus system there. Now, Florence Park. Let's get you a bus system. Okay, I have set up Florence Park with 2 circular lines, and I have done exactly the same in Midna's Meadow. So we now have some enhanced bus routes around there. Again, we're going to have to hook up Florence Park to the Old Town Express route, which will link it up probably with a central bus stop, which I'm thinking we're going to probably want to build somewhere around here in Radiant Garden. Before we do that, though, we can, of course, head over here and check out Sylvan Heights, which is not colored correctly. My lord, why on earth is that not colored correctly? Let's go ahead and take this down, and then we can have a quick review of whether this place would make sense to have a circular or more of just a single line. Now, I would ideally like to have this place, well, honestly, I think a circle is going to make a lot more sense here. That being said, there is this gorgeous line that goes more or less right down, but then it kind of fails around here. Sylvan Heights will probably eventually be big enough, because we are going to expand it to need more than one bus route just within Sylvan Heights alone. Both Florence Park and Midna's Meadow are small enough that we didn't need that. And even Skaven Heights just has a circular going right around the perimeter. We don't really have much going on in the middle. We could have possibly gone with the circular here, but honestly these two, they just seem to work as they do right now. But we can see about something. We've got certainly a couple of places where we could have the bus route do a little bit of a loop at the end of the line. Sure, let's actually do that, shall we? So we want something along these lines, heading up here, frequent stops. Again, we want to make sure that as many people are serviced by this route as we possibly can. We'll have very, very frequent stops along the route. And just up and around. I think that will be the end of that line there. So let's get the bus routes on the way back. There we go. Now it does mean that we're not checking out down there, but I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. In fact, actually we could do something a little about that if we were to go down this way and then back up. That might work, you know. Oops, that one needs to change there. Right, what I want to do here then is to drag that down, add an extra one on that side, and an extra one. Actually, let's put that one right there instead, and then move this one down. Let's grab you, pull you down. That means we don't need these ones, I wouldn't say. Yeah, okay, I think that should work quite nicely for us. In fact, let's move that one down a little bit further. There we are. Actually, that's not a bad little route for the Sylvan Heights. Now, we've already got Skaven Heights over there, so the Sylvan Heights route is going to have to be a little bit different. So, SYH, Psy Heights 1. There we go. That should do for me. And we'll change the colouring there as well. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's a bit of a better bus route, I think. I mean, it's not amazing, but it shouldn't be too terrible. Now, Fairview. Fairview, honestly, I think we're going to have to wait on Fairview, simply because we haven't built that up completely yet. We could possibly have a look at Radiant Garden, though. There we are. So, how are we going to name these now? So, we have Radiant Garden 2 over there. I think we're going to call these Radiant Garden small p for pedestrian, or Radiant Garden P. Actually, I don't want small p. Let's not change. Well, actually, we've got ma'am. Actually, yes. So RGP1 and RGP2. Since we have this district covering two different types of travelers. There we are. And down here as well. There we go. Something along those lines. Perfect. That should do quite well for Radiant Garden. And then finally... Ooh, dear me. We have got a problem over there. Let's go and sort that out, shall we? Let's start emptying you. Have we got any other problems around the place? No, you're doing okay. What on earth is going on there? Let me just check these policies out. Premium studio. What? Is that everywhere? Oh my lord. No wonder I'm paying so much. My goodness. Anywhere else needing to be evacuated? Nope. Doesn't look like. But apparently people are really super happy over there. My goodness. What's going on? Is there a concert going on? No, but is one due? Oh wow. Let's increase the ticket prices a bit for Nesta. You can stay down at 35. You're not really been having the best of luck, really. I've got to be honest with you. You're not doing super great. We're going to increase the security detail here. Since we've got such rising stars, we need even more people who don't actually need to do any security, because no one would do anything untoward here except maybe forget their tea, and then the security have to rush off and find a thermos full of tea. You know, it's basically a medical emergency at that point. But back to Radiant Gardens before I get too carried away thinking about tea. Let's get rid of you. And on that note, I haven't taken a drink in ages. Damn bus timetables! They're distracting me from my thirst. Horrible things. Right, okay, so now then we want... This is where I would really like a bus stop, though. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Where could we pop in a bus stop? We could have it around this plaza. That would be nice, but it would also hit some very, very lucrative buildings as well, which I'm not as keen to do. Honestly, Radiant Gardens. This place is more densely packed residential than anything else at this point. But let's have a quick look. Where could we fit you? I would lose quite a lot of commercial if I popped that there, which is a problem as well, you can imagine. I could have it down here, but I'd have to get rid of quite a few things. Could have it over there, perhaps. Get rid of the offices, though. Now, how are we doing for power? We're doing fine for power. Water is okay. That's not great, but with that, then, we're going to lose these. Yes, and in fact, yes. And I'm afraid these offices need to make way for our bus terminal. Right about... Oh, I'd actually get rid of all the offices if I did that. Let's pop it there. There we go. This should help a little bit. So, with that in place, let's go ahead and start the Radiant Garden. I'm thinking it'll probably be a circular here. Wow, why? No matter what I do. Ah, there we go. Let's pop you there. Yeah, we'll have a circular, I think. Though there are numerous opportunities for me to instead go for a doubled back route. No, I think a circular makes a little bit more sense given the situation here. That'll be fine. I'm there. And then you can pop in. And then we simply want one heading the other way again. So, nope. Why? Oh, why? Why, oh, why? Why do you insist on taking such a weird route when you can just pop out there? Oh, my lord. I guess everything is going out this way, I suppose, but all right, I guess. We'll do it your way. Now, this one isn't strictly commercial. This one is actually, again, more high-rise than anything else, so I'm not sure how this one is going to be coloured, frankly. Okay, well, this is the denser part of Radiant Gardens. We'll see. It is partially commercial, so Radiant Gardens in a city? No, I mean it's it's Avakeen itself, but we'll go with Radiant Gardens commercial, I guess. Then it's not quite commercial, but it's the commercial part of Radiant Gardens in my mind, and will always remain that way. Perhaps I should, in fact, adjust some of the zoning here. That might work out a little bit better for us. We'll have to have a look. But now that we actually have that, we can do a few things. I could even have this stop. We'll see. I am actually really tempted to redesignate quite a lot of the stuff in here. Let's have a look then. Sorry, but you need to go. And same around here, frankly. We're going to be going all to high commercial. I want Radiant Gardens to have a bit of a better commercial access. There we go. We'll keep some of Radiant Gardens as residential, but let's definitely increase it a little bit. There we go. And we can have a couple of low density commercial around here, I think, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we are. That should be fine there. That actually gives us a bit more reason to have that defined as commercial now. Okay, so the only thing that's left for us to change is the Old Town Express. So let's go ahead and click on this and start deleting parts of the route. Actually, it's going to be a lot easier if I just go in here and delete. Bonk. There we go. Since we want to redesign the whole thing anyway. Right, so with that, the express route will start here. We will visit a couple of spots on the way out. Down here. Now, how have we done the express? We've actually got it doubling back. Now, we might actually have a few express points here, thinking about it. Okay, this is the last stop. on... Well, actually, you know what? I may actually even add in a stop there as well. But this is the last of the express routes. Let me just pop this in there. It'll have to be adjusted at a later stage to accommodate for any changes to the Fairview Heights route, but this will be Old Town Express 3. There we are. And just pop in a nice red colour there as well. So there we go. The express routes are laid. We have 3 different express routes. The first one is Old Town Express 1. It stops in the Radiant Gardens Commercial District, drops by the Radiant Gardens Residential District. It's not a pure express because it has more than one stop, just because of convenience for my passengers. But it's more or less very limited stops in any particular district. Then it drops off in Midlands Meadow. Old Town Express 2 stops off in River Run and in Florence Park before returning to Radiant Garden Commercial District and Old Town Express 3. It does actually stop off in River Run just because it's so convenient for it. But then into Sylvan Heights and of course to Fairview Heights before heading back down. So that connects pretty much all of the districts in Old Town to the Old Town bus station, and all of the districts in Newtown into the Newtown bus station. All that remains, the very finalmost connection, will be an express connection that really is an express connection. The first that is truly express, and that is just goes back and forth between Old Town and Newtown. And we will call this Old Town, Newtown Express 1. And make that. Let's go for more of a purple. Yeah, I like a dark purple. That's brilliant. There we go. And that should be it for all of our stops. Ah, wow. That will hopefully help out a lot. I'm really hopeful that's going to take a lot of cars off the roads. Simply because there's just not going to be a need for that many cars now. This has been a long episode for me. I've been recording for a little bit over an hour just setting everything up. I will have obviously dropped in a couple of cuts because I've just been setting up bus stops. But I've actually really enjoyed it. Do let me know if in the future you'd like me to be a little bit lighter on the cuts with this kind of thing. Because I know some people really are into the sort of public transport management side of things. Whereas others are like, nah. Once you've seen one bus stop set up, you've seen them all set up. But let's actually watch our express bus here and see how well it does. It already got a full load. In fact, many of them have already got full loads, and there's more and more queuing up all the time. I'm really glad to see this. Really glad to see how many people are using these buses. And the rain soothes my soul as well. Oh, that's marvellous. Now, let's actually see how quickly you can get from one place to the next, given all of the traffic that's going to be involved. We'll see. It's got a bit of congestion there. Not too much, though, all things said and done. We're going to use the express route between the two parts of the town. There we go. Now, I imagine things are going to get pretty congested in here. Actually, not too bad. A lot of traffic on these roads, but not too many static vehicles. Not great over there, though. A couple of cars seem to be parked on that side. But it looks like the buses may have actually been doing a bit to help out here. Not terribly well. Did I just hear something explode? I really hope I didn't. There we are. Marvellous. Okay, and there's... Oh my lord, look at all the people there. That is kind of crazy sauce. Let's actually have a look at public transport. This way we'll see how many people are waiting around. We're moving 1,230 citizens per week. That's not too bad. Got a lot of people at the various express points. It's not terribly bad. We're seeing a few people stacking up. Got not too many people who just want to move around in the city, but a lot of people who want the express. Down here, much the same. We're not seeing too many passengers, though that being said, there's a lot down there. How about over here? Let's have a look at the station. Oh, my goodness. These are more or less just not used. And then this one, there's 1 million people on this line. I'm actually thinking we need more connecting buses. So with that in mind, is there a way that I can increase that specifically? Let's have a look. Can I increase this? Yeah, I can. I'm going to increase that well, let's not increase it dramatically. Otherwise, what will happen is I'll have 1 million buses all come out of the depot at once and all try to get over there. And then you're just going to have all the buses just right up behind each other. And that's not going to be particularly helpful. But we do need to gradually increase the number of these buses because this is an incredibly busy route. Look at the amount of passengers. And they're all full. Every single one of them is full. We've got 600 passengers waiting here and 300 down there. Yeah, we need a little bit more. Let's bump that up a bit more again. Let's take it all the way up to 150% on this particular route. There we go. A couple more buses have been released from the depot. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. We're doing quite a good job there. Imagine all of these people might have been using cars before, and they are no longer using cars. That will take a fair bit of strain off our roads. Well, except that, you know, I'm adding a bajillion buses on it. We've saved 26% car trip saved. Wow. That is actually not bad. This is also where you find that indicator. I've been looking for it everywhere. Oh my goodness. But, yeah, we're starting to correct that a little bit more. I think we can go up a little bit higher. We're going to take it up to 75-ish%. And we'll see how that does. We're probably going to end up with this line being very busy. But I'm going to leave it at 175-ish%. And hopefully that will sort things out. Let's have a look at the... Ooh, we're going to need a couple more people on the express lines, it seems, as well, but I'll take care of that in the future. I love that you can adjust the passengers per line. That is extremely useful. Extremely useful. I approve of that enormously. As for down here, we've got some passenger buildup, but it's not, you know, immense. But definitely over to Fairview Heights. There are lots of people willing to use the buses over there. No, we'll check that out in the next episode. In fact, we'll continue fleshing out Fairview Heights in the next episode as well, and we will almost certainly need 2 separate bus lines in here. 2 separate rings perhaps, or maybe even more, but we'll see how that goes. But that's it for now. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I actually enjoyed it a lot, and do let me know in the comments down below whether you'd like to see a little bit more of me designing things like public transport routes, that kind of stuff, or whether you're happy for me to cut the majority of it out, as long as I keep the general sense of what I'm doing and why in the video. But that's going to be it from me, so until next time, and as always, as our city melts down from something bad happening, take care.